In like early 2000s, me and my friends had this crew called Be Sweet or Die. I got BSDD on my knuckles. Be Sweet, Don't Die. That's the one I got after my heart attack. The tattoo that I love the most, I don't know. I got my kid's name. I got MacArthur's name written here. He's my first child. This one's good. That's like my wife's. That's like my wife's initials. Trisha Spencer. Just Trisha. I got a Pegasus on my back, death flying around on a Pegasus on your back, trying to kill you. I got a little heart that says Canada. I love Canada. I'm Canadian. It's the greatest country in the world. Right underneath that, Cro-Mags, sickest band in the world. Two of the sickest thing, Canada, Cro-Mags, New York hardcore. So the pig, full-time mom. Full-time mom is, good crew. All my ladies out there. We were just very sick of people asking, like, what do you do? What do you do? What if I don't do anything? What if I don't make art? What if I don't make music? What if I'm not an outsider? What if I got pregnant in high school and I've raised up some beautiful children? What if I'm a full-time mom? And this slowly became a kind of cool mantra of just being like, full-time moms are the best.
Wednesday Adam, Lydia from Beetlejuice, and Nancy from The Craft. I mean, I don't know, like all gay boys growing up, we always like idolize like certain females as our like spirit animal, and to me they were just the creme de la creme. I live for a spooky bitch with a vendetta. So the first tattoo I ever got was the one on my chest that says glamorous. I got it when I was 16 as an affirmation to the kind of lifestyle I wanted to live. Oh, the Jesus on the back of my arm with Rolo smoking a cigarette. I got this tattoo when my grandmother passed away. She was a heavy smoker, but also like a devoted Christian. So I brung it together, and then like all Spanish women with the Rolos on in the kitchen. So I was like, let me put Jesus with some Rolos, smoking a cigarette. I have a tattoo of my ex's name on my knee that I sticked and poked on myself after stick and poking my name on his knee. Hate it. My mom's name on my stomach, which is Maria. And that's pretty self-explanatory, just my mom's name. I had like a very like unfazed Dominican mother. I like showed up at her house like after like a drunk night, literally like stumbling into my building because we live in the same building. Knocked on her door before I went upstairs and was like, look what I got your name tattooed on my stomach. She was like, aw, that's cute, papi, but I'm going to sleep, okay?
What made me get interested in getting tattooed was they had this like machine where you put 50 cents in and you pull this thing forward and like a stick-on tattoo would come out. So I would get about 9 of those, and I remember I would stay up really late and stick all of them on my neck and on my chest and then put t-shirts over it just to see how it would look. And I would take Sharpie and like draw tattoos on my face and do all this weird stuff. But I just knew in my heart that it was gonna happen because I was influenced so much at that time. The first tattoo I ever got was Nothing Lasts Forever on my chest. I was 15 years old, and at the time I was just going through a lot. I got this tattoo done in a crack house behind my parents' back. It's a very poor decision. I hid my first tattoo from my family for as long as I could, and I lied and said that it was an airbrush tattoo from the city fair and that it lasts a year, and they only believed that for so long, but when they found out it was real, their reaction was like better than I thought. I don't know, my parents surprised me in a good way. And I had a heart attack when I was 19 while I was at a music festival. The whole experience was really, really, really bad, and I kind of just wanted to do what I do with all my work, is just take a negative and turn it into a positive. So I got the heart track tattooed, and even with this tattoo, to me it means so much more than just something for me, because in that moment everyone that was at the festival and friends that I was with, they raised money for me to help me pay my bills and for me to support myself. People ask me if these are real all the time. I've gone to shake people's hands and they'll look at my hand and think that it's somehow somebody gonna appear on their hand, and I'm just like, everything's fine, it's just a tattoo. I would say it's definitely more of like a spiritual thing, and as far as like my faith goes, I have that cross. I have a lot of crosses, and the hallelujah that I have, and I have a cross somewhere on my face. I have one here. I have crosses on my sideburns. Yeah, I do have a lot of crosses tattooed for my faith. Yeah, the whole idea of people creating this thing in their mind that it's bad luck or it's bad whatever to have those certain parts of your body tattooed haven't experienced life, in my opinion.
In my family, we all have tattoos, actually. My mom, my dad, my stepdad, my sisters, pretty much everyone in my generation and the generation just above us all have tattoos. All of my tattoos basically fall into like magic-y, like good luck talismans or like silly pop culture references. Sha Nachba Imuru, he who saw into the deep. It's the opening line to the Epic of Gilgamesh. I was laying on my couch on my back and my artist was kind of leaned over my chest. I was smoking a joint with one hand and operating the Apple TV with the other, and I didn't notice the tattoo happen. I thought he was just tracing it. And I was like, are you gonna start? And he's like, I'm fucking done. I have a portrait of Jim Jones on my forearm. Some of my relatives were in the People's Temple in San Francisco in the 70s. Before he went to South America and got super crazy, I got Jim Jones, a portrait of Jim Jones and the Kool-Aid Man as like a reminder that, you know, my family, we don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Most of my tattoos don't have any meaning at all. Yeah, for me, the like process of getting tattooed holds a lot of meaning. Like I'm really into just like taking a moment and like taking like that period of time to really focus on my body and focus on like a commitment to a permanent change in my body and really like kind of like it feels like a recommitment to myself in a way. I have this little goose, and weirdly I didn't plan it, but I do also have like a little like polka dot horse. I have a Staffordshire dog on my ribs, but that's not really so much about dogs as it is about vintage ceramics. The Staffordshire dog was like a matching tattoo that I got with a friend of mine, and we are both, I feel like, equally committed to dogs and ceramics. I have some slugs on my knee, a rooster under my knee, a fish holding some flowers, I guess, on my shin. Oh, and a rat. I have a rat also. I feel like my word tattoos are like the stupidest tattoos I have, but I do have a little T for T on my arm, which is also a matching tattoo that I have with a lot of other trans people, like kind of like a group of friends, and I all got it together to, I don't know, show our love for each other. I have a couple of girls tied up on my leg. I have like a trans girl and a cis girl. Oh, I have Jesus in bondage on the other leg.
Okay, I have one hidden tattoo. It says JAP, which stands for Jewish American Princess. On my thigh, I have the name of my ex, Anthony, that I did myself on a picnic bench upstate. I've got a spider. This was my spider, Monica, who I've since sold to a breeder because why not? Bigger and better things, honey. I was like, okay, so like, why are you like covered in tattoos? Like, obviously, there's like a like reason why I look like this, and I kind of realized that it was to like put a like layer of something between myself and my body, and so that when I like look in the mirror when I'm naked, I'm like not actually naked. I'm like kind of always dressed. This is the track list for my band's record that was photographed for the back of the album. Oh, this is one of my favorite word tattoos I have. It says Rotten Peach, don't ask why. Rest in peace me, which is, I think, pretty self-explanatory. People ask me the most about my Drew Barrymore tattoo when I'm wearing shorts. It's just like an iconic moment in film, and I'm really into horror film. And my head tattoo, did that hurt, bro? No, bro, it's dope. That hurt? You got ink. People always want to know if it hurt. It hurt. But also, I'm like, you know, if I keep getting tattooed at the rate I have been, I'll be covered before I'm dead. And I want to get tattoos after I'm dead, so yeah, I gotta leave some space.
My favorite tattoos were always the ones that didn't look like they were done at a shop or done professionally. And I think it was confusing to figure out, like, how do I get those tattoos? And the answer to getting those tattoos was just trying to figure out how to use the machine. I'm a word person, I'm a text person, I'm a book person, I'm a print person. So my first entrance into art was through text and print and things like that. So for me, the text is probably more important than the imagery because the text informs the imagery. And I guess the text can be the imagery. I think the most meaningful ones were the first ones that I tried to do with my friends. One on you, one on me kind of stuff. And we had no idea what we were doing. We had the wrong kind of machine, we had the wrong needles, we had the wrong everything. We didn't have anything traced out. And that's what made it really tense. But also in the end, when we did it and it worked, it was like a miracle. It was like alchemy. I still remember a tattoo I saw on a little kid on a Razor scooter in St. Mark's, like one of my first weeks in New York. And he just had upside down crosses under his eyes, and on his cheek it said, "Kill cops." And I knew if that kid could ride around happily on a Razor scooter in New York City with "Kill cops" written on his face, that I could pretty much write whatever I wanted on myself.